Oh, we in the game. Peace. Peace to the light family. You know, I'm gonna jump up in here. Y'all see it off a little bit, but you know, we got some sunlight on us. We're gonna get some downloads from ethers. You know what I mean? Nothing on the ether. Come on and give us some good downloads. Chopping it up, you know. The division is at hand going on. You know? I just had to look at this stuff online. I just have to chop it up about this. Huh? This is for the real ones, you know. If you don't like it, you ain't gotta stay on. You just go ahead and get off of it. If you want to hear about what's, you know, what's popping and to see the true character of like how niggas are, you know, without having to being able to snap on other people, we may just yell but not snapping, you know, like trying to carry out a crime with somebody else, you know. So just wanted to jump up into this, and this is the reason why, you know, niggas is basically striving to come together. There's a lot of things happening when black folks is in some form of fashion. When I say black folks, you know, we talking about black people from America. You know what I mean? People hate on niggas, man. You know, that's a sad thing that's going on. But, you know, in the world today, a lot of stuff is being shown, you know, with the files and all of these different things. And we still got time to hate on niggas. I find that like, damn, it's crazy. How can we, it must be underneath hate going on, you know? Because I don't think niggas really hate no culture in the world at all, period. I just don't think it. So, of course, I'm gonna receive hate, you know, intentional hate, emotional hate. People try to do a lot of things to get hate, to get a response out to when you're dealing with that cluster B personality. Most I dealing with that cluster B personality disorder, you know? It's a spiritual thing. It's a lot of things that's happening in the world that, you know, you can actually focus on other than focusing on, you know, gaslighting and projecting and hating. This is a big thing in our community, you know. We always talk about hate. It's really big in our community. A lot of cultures, you know, say that we don't have culture. It's just, I'm like, cool, all right, we don't got no culture. Just leave it alone then, you know. It's more things that's going on in the world today than to be concerned about a black person's culture and where he's from. These files has been leaked. This shit is popping off in the world, and we're still arguing about who is where a nigga is from, what type of culture. This division is like, it's actually insane. It's dealing with the cluster B personality disorder. It's like we have other things to talk about now or to build on, because these files that's been leaked, it's already been happening to niggas in America before everybody. It's just now showing you what the hell is happening to their own, what their culture is. With niggas in America, that was happening to niggas, and till today. So for us to talk about niggas ain't got no culture, you saying with these files being leaked, this is what niggas was exposed to without none of these motherfuckers being in America at all. Period. No help. Nobody ran through. Nobody said, "Oh, niggas is going through this." The only motherfuckers that probably said something like that was like you can't really say his name, but the nigga from Germany, the swarthy nigga from Germany. We started translating this nigga's speeches and shit, and it's like, hold up, this nigga's like talking for real. If you see the movie, what's up, sunshine? What's happening? If you see the movie Red Tails, it was kind of showing like, damn, you know, niggas, why are you in the planes? We know you cold. We trying to get these motherfuckers up off you. But it's like, it just showcased that niggas is actually good at flying planes and shit. In Red Tail. What's going on? Melanie, what's happening? Peace. You know, so with a lot of shit that's going on in the world today, and these people trying to get you up off, using celebrities like Busta Rhymes talking about, you know, niggas ain't got no culture and all of this, but he's all in our shit. You know, I don't really buy Busta Rhymes albums anyways. I ain't really fucking with him too tough, you know. So, but still, he can be cold. But the thing is that not even honoring the place that you know, that was abundance of black folks in Harlem, where niggas had all kind of different music, different, you know, poetry, poems, and, you know, they was expressing theatric, all kind of things, man. Just so much stuff that we can't even mention. But the fact of the division that's going on in the world with all this shit that we see being revealed with these children, our children in America, we was up under that. And while they in Jamaica, they weren't up under that type of shit. And I'm not hating on the Jamaicans. We love all the cultures. I'm pretty sure you don't get no hate from niggas, man. You just get us probably talking back. It's like being under a narcissistic, you know, friendship. And now we're just kind of speaking our part. Like, hold on, man, you're not gonna be disrespecting. I was looking out for you, just not to get you mad and shit. But we got swag too. We got style also. You know it. So, but at this point, it's like, yo, it's dealing on this division. We like, man, it's bigger things going on in the world. You know, we gotta heal celibacy as niggas in America. That's what a nigga is, really. A one who achieved the highest state of consciousness in America, the Christ consciousness, a true Christ conscious. Not a false Christ, not a false God, Louis Among, who's being rounded up right now. They being exposed right now with the files being shown to everybody in the world. And these motherfuckers ain't even mad too tough about it. You know? They're experiencing what they kind of like, damn, what would be appealing to them in a way when they're watching this shit. They know it's grotesque. They can say the shit, but at the same time, they're not us. We know already what the hell's going on. There was already books and things of that nature that was written on the torture methods and shit like that. That no, I don't even like to say tether and shit, man, but just no foreigner, no immigrant had the experience in our note. You know, that they probably went through some shit too. But at the same time, with us, it was different. Everything carried out different. It wasn't our friend, you know? It wasn't our friend. Everybody else got the friend version of these motherfuckers. It's dealing with cluster B. A psychopath know how to compartmentalize, you know what I'm saying, their relationships with people. So when they gaslight or do a smear campaign on their main supply source, which is the nigga, they can make everybody turn against the nigga. Like, you ain't shit, you ain't nothing. Why you can't get out? Why you can't da-da-da-da? You know, they doing gaslighting and projecting now. On their small level with their traits. Some of them is pathological. You know? They don't even know why they hate niggas in the first damn place. Even with all of the information that's being leaked about how creative so-called niggas is, you know? Basically. But everybody can use it. And we're not even mad at that. We're not even mad at people damn near saying nigga and shit. You know, we already know we're influential, but it's just the fact that no credit, no flowers. We don't even do this to please man. It's a vibe in ourself of how we doing it. That's in tune with the Most High. And ours is the only land that got the Most High. Let me tell you. They got the Most High. This is why they want our land. That's why the false Christs and false gods send their emissaries over to our land to do these atrocities, all this shit with these babies and shit. To get these heavens filled up so they can have a false heaven ruling on our land. But we like, nah, that shit ain't gonna happen. Because this is what we got to really get behind the scenes in the spiritual nature. They don't even want me saying this shit, but celibacy is going to get us up to a point of us not playing no games with these folks no more. We ain't playing no games no more. You know what I'm saying? We got to get into the point where when we lock down on that celibacy, getting that light to the crown chakra every month. They don't want me to tell you this, man, but this is the truth. And detoxing daily, eating the fruits, berries, and melons as much as possible. You know, getting all these dead bacterias about you. So you won't have no type of, you know, tumors and shit like that. But we have that celibacy, that light is what's going to unite us. The higher you get, the more you ain't going to want to put up with no bullshit. But when you kind of like get to a point where you're like, I'm fed up, and then you all upset, it's almost like getting a cigarette and you chill. Now, you know what I'm saying? You're like, oh, I ain't that mad no more. I had a cigarette or a blunt or something, you know? It's like that when you have sex or have an orgasm. So you can't do that in this time. This is in a way, this is wartime spiritually. Your spirit is at stake. You see what the fuck going on. They want to show you the shit anyways, just to let you know. And they letting them know they not even outraged. And they don't even have enough people in their own government right now to rebel and go walk up on these motherfuckers, man, and get them. You know, if it was our culture, we know we'll go try to find a motherfucker and shit. But you know, it gets our side. We got a little bit deeper in the trauma. You know, we're a supply source to a very powerful narcissistic sociopathic entity in this world. Get your things about your house out the house and shit. You can get the hell away from this crazy ass motherfucker that might want to run you down and gun you down because you're trying to get away out their life, out their way of living. You're trying to better yourself and help yourself. You got motherfuckers looking at this mother like they the prince and king of all that survey, like they can never do nothing wrong. Like they never did nothing wrong. Niggas, you fucked up. You're fucked up. How can you hate on them? You know what I'm saying? So you got people like, you got this world like that. So you gotta be like, fuck them. When you're healing like this, you're at a point where it's only God. And that's the only thing. That's what the scripts will tell you too. And it's sad to say it like that in a way, but that's not really sad. It's really at a point where you're like, man, I choose to go within. And that's where you're going. That's where you're going to find the true divine. All of us would do it on a separate level, you know. But they're attacking us through our heart, through these visuals. You know, this shit's been going on already for a grip. Pardon me, y'all, but you know, instigate about certain things on how niggas is and how Black Americans is fed up with this. You got certain Africans talking, you know, they'll tell you some things that, like, you know, they doing the back and forth shit too. They're in the game, and you know, it's just like, yo, man, you only got the Most High, which is we only got each other at this point, yo. And it's like these people are not gonna go into the government. I don't care how many posts they put about how mad they are, about how they can Texas can get up and go and do a mutiny and all of that shit. Until it happens, it ain't gonna happen. It ain't happening. You know? So we can't put our trust in none of these mothers. This is dealing with a breakup again, when a motherfucker still trying to keep you in there, fucked up disorders. And then when you see a mother, they're trying to stop the live and shit. But if you stay with them, you already know what the motherfucker do. You already know what the motherfucker do anyways. But now everybody know what the motherfucker do. You stay with them. Now you know no shaitan or satan or that the Lord self is real. Now you know that. We all know that now. Certain countries are outraged of things, you know what I mean? The children, how everything is just they're gone. A lot of mothers is gone, man. And they're showing how it happens and shit. It's so intertwined inside of the whole shit. It's like, how are you gonna stop the motherfuckers that's keeping quiet and protecting the motherfuckers? They're quiet about that. They're like download game mode. You know, like download mode. They don't let everybody know that they gay. But it's not dealing with gay to them though. This is a deeper taboo and sickness that we're talking about, dealing with sexual and eating and gluttony, which we're telling you over here, man. You got to master the sex, the desire to rule another mug, and also the desire to eat. These are the three main things you got to master in order to cultivate your happiness in this life. And they chose to go the opposite way. So now you see, it's a lot of different the way that we're looking at insectoid behavior. Damn near. This is like insectoid behavior. You know, only insects can eat another insect. Baboons may eat another motherfucking type of monkey, but they're baboons, and we already know the science of what a baboon is and shit, you know what I'm saying? We know we ain't that monkey shit. Everything has been gaslighted and projected on us. We don't even get mad at the monkey term. We don't give a fuck. Monkeys in America, all over the world, in Asia though, looking like little bitty ass little Asian little mugs and shit, you know what I'm saying? Little monkeys that you can sit on your shoulder. Big ass orangutans, they call them the motherfucking man-like. These beings are having sex with orangutans. Man, they just shave the hair off orangutans and have sex with an orangutan. What? Yeah. Niggas don't do that. Niggas don't need to do that. We're not that low in our sex. We love to pleasure a woman. We don't look at a woman as a device for one to we can't please her or love her, you know. And so these people use machines on women, man. I mean, shit, they give them 300 pumps a minute, man. You fucked up, psycho. You standing around with masks on, with little guns and giving orgasms to women and shit, man. It's already the troopers in the porn. They just didn't get all the way. They didn't show you everything, you know. So if they could have, they would have. They probably do on some sick channel somewhere. And they trying to get babies to still download certain apps and shit, damn near for free. You know, this is where we're at right now. Celibacy is the only way for us. That's the only thing that's gonna bring us together. We ain't got no other way, man. Because even if we talking it, we're not gonna be able to walk it, because that spiritual energy is what's needed for us in order for us to thrive, in order for us to have some type of morale and dignity about ourselves. We spiral too low in order for our words to be bond at that point. We can't make our word as bond as we wanted to, because we don't have the currency or the light to back it up. It's too low. So hence we have to repent and go within and tap in, and that's the fun part. But you're always gonna get tested. You're gonna get attacked, and, you know, things of that nature. There's a lot of things going on. All our energies are connected. Once we start doing these things, the beacon lights up. Boom, we're lining up together. Then we're eating what we want to eat. You know what I'm saying? We're protecting what we want to protect. Because there's a lot of anarchy, the shit that's about to go down in the heavens, man, over our land, because they tried to get in the wrong way. That's what's happening. So it's up for us to be a close-knit community, real close. You know, you can't even let your children go outside, man. That's what we was on. We already was saying this shit when we was growing up. But still shit happens, you know, depending on our personality disorder that we got from these people, you know, and are just believing in certain, you know, things of when you're having babies and shit at the hospital that you need a doctor. You don't need all that shit, you know. But then they hints they try to give you fear. Oh, the baby's blood may go back, you may RH positive and negative, whatever it is, to put that fear into you with the seed. You have to get past all of that, G. I had to go through it. I already know you have to get past all of that. And when you do, man, happiness is there, but at the same time, you know, so that's what they don't want. When you got happiness, that's what they hate. That's what they hate about you, because they know that you done did something. You had to go through hell to cultivate that shit. And that's a hard thing to do, and they're afraid to go through hell, you know. So with all these people arguing about our land, they got Moors arguing and all of this shit like that. You know, people that's claiming Moors and stuff. You know, forget all of that. These things. There's nowhere to be found. I guess they're waiting for us to all to come together and say we're more or something, you know. And then it's like a ha ha ha, you're not signed over your birthright again. Nah, man, it's all about a spiritual battle, man, and the Most High reveal a new name to us once we connect on our spiritual level, which is, you know, our Kundalini. It means something. You ain't gotta pay no money to the Most High. This is the money. This is the sacrifice. You ain't gotta kill nothing. Just kill them devils within, so you can get up off the earth plane. That's the only thing we can do, man, because there's so much shit popping off. You know, if the police still pulling niggas over, and we still got people with all the files that's leaked, you know. So with that being said, man, you just gotta stick to it. Stick to yourself. Stick to the ones that love you, man. And the Most High. All right, I love y'all. Thanks for tuning in. I'm about to get ready to jump up off of here. Peace, love, and try to get some sun if you're outside somewhere. You know what I mean? Get outside if it's shining. All right, I love you, and I'll be with you in the next one. Hey.